got it working. But since I'm not on the road today, I don't see any point in streaming from that. It's more difficult with a much smaller screen. Anyhow, this guy is Iger. He is the leader of the Huma in Rosilda. We explain that we're searching for medicine. He names such medicine. Basically, we tell him it's for Gajima, and he gets pissed off at us. Because I guess this town is like segregated, which is kind of wild. So he basically gets mad at us and runs us out of here with no help. If it wasn't for me and my big mouth, at least we now know that the medicine exists. Now we just have to figure out how to get some. Yeah, but how? I might need to turn this volume down a little, because I woke up at a weird time today and want to be respectful to my husbando. Alright. The Requiem Bastille. How are we supposed to get our hands on that? There has to be a way. Let's think about it. Well, we'll look around town until we find some sort of lead. Okay. I have a feeling our time will be better spent on the Gajima part of town. We need medicine. Perhaps the chief. I won't associate with you humans. Even if I knew about that medicine, I wouldn't tell you. Don't act familiar with me. I have nothing to say with you. Our chief would never share the miracle medicine. You should consult with Iger instead. I don't have a Gajima with me. That's what makes, I guess, this way more difficult. As we're running past this guy. Probably not against. Flowers make everyone smile, and that's why I sell them. Gajima are no good. Especially the queen. Yeah, that's complicated. My child is sick and weak. He's always bedridden. Sometimes he feels okay, but he's usually unable to go outside. Today, but most days I'm stuck in bed. Mom goes through a lot of trouble for my sake. Damn. That sentence right there, that's enough to make me sad. I've been instructed not to let you pass. Get out of here. Ugh. Too bad so many poor dumb whites fall for that racism shtick that the orange Cheeto man came up with. He's like, oh yeah, let's reinstitute that. Yeah, that wasn't a good idea. Yeah, dang, I already tried to speak. Will the chicken help me? No. Thanks to Cheeto Man, now I get pop-ups in every application that I ever open about cookies. What an awesome dude. is go talk to everyone until you figure out what's going on. States in games, especially in a game that's this recent. Like, I mean, it's PS2. Let's see. When you compare Gajima to Huma are clearly superior, whether it's intelligence or beauty. That's fucked up. Reminds me of the scumbags that were like, oh yeah, let's change this young black woman from the Little Mermaid into a white person, and then people were like, wow, she's so much prettier. That's some satanic fuckery right there. Ha, skippity fuck. I have talked to everyone like multiple times. I'm just gonna look up a guide so as not to waste time on the stream. Let's see here. Let's see, guide and walkthrough. We're in Rosilda. Talk to Huma Chief. Go to the inn on the second floor. Okay. Yeah, I was supposed to know that somehow. That's a bizarre, like, oh, I guess I should have been looking for the little rat creature. Totally bypassed that in my mind. Or ferret or whatever it is. What is it, Zappy? Hilda? Kinda makes sense that she would come here, because she's half Huma, half Kajima. Came here to dig up information for Yorkius, also known as the Sacred King. If I can get my hands on that power in this body of mine. Did you find anything out? I was chasing a rumor I'd heard of a Rosildan legend about a mysterious power, but I've had no such luck. I gave up. Anyway, what are you going to do about the medicine that Eugene needs? Maybe we could try asking Iger again. You'd be wasting your time. There's a deep antagonism between Huma and Gajima in this town. Huma will not lend their aid to a Gajima, and vice versa. Annie, couldn't you try making the medicine yourself? Iger said it's made from Belda grass, and I don't know what to do with it if I found it. If you're looking for the grass, it grows along the Azura coast. Why don't we just gather the ingredients for now? That's a good idea. Let's go. We can figure out how to make it later. Since all my leads have gone cold, I'll tag along. Who knows? The change in scenery might help me see things in a new light. The Azura coast is south of the village. Hilda joined the party. There are chiefs of both the Huma and Gajima here. They're at each other's throats. In a town as idyllic as this? That's how it looks on the surface. Did it start recently? The village has been like that for ages. It seems to be rooted in antiquity. Gajima this, Huma that. It's so stupid. I wish they could all just get along. Which way do we go? The Azura coast is to the south. Once we leave town, I will lead the way. There should be Belda grass growing right around here. Not to burst your bubble, but I don't see a single blade of grass anywhere. Let's look a little further up. Isn't that... What's the matter, Vague? Huh? You're the people from the prison. Do you remember me? I'm Igor. You helped me escape from my cell. What brings you to a place like this? We're looking for Belda grass. Are you planning on making a Requiem Pastille? that's the case, then you should speak to Iger. He'd be happy to give you some. We already spoke to him. At first, he was willing to give us the medicine, but the second he found out it was for a Gajima, he turned on us. I see. Sorry to hear that. By any chance, is your Gajima friend that big fellow who was with you guys in the prison? That's correct. Alright, shouldn't be too hard. I'll see to it that you get one. For real? Yeah, I owe you guys after all. Wait for me at the inn and I'll bring it to you. That'd be a great help, but how are you going to get your hands on some? Don't worry about that. Iger's my dad. I won't be long. Sweet. Helping others sure pays off. Let's go back to Isolda. Oof. Helping people sure does pay off. Let's go back to the inn and wait for Igor. Dude, this part of the game is depressing me. Like, I have a degree in public health, and there are known periods in the US history where doctors and such have experimented on African Americans, like the Tuskegee experiments, and not only that, but they're like, oh my god, racism is just fucked up. I'm really sad we have an orange president. Igor says, sorry to keep y'all waiting, my old man's been on edge, so it took a little longer than I thought it would. Key item, you got the Requiem Pastille. Sorry for the trouble. I gotta ask you something. Big fella didn't hate human before, did he? Nope, he's not that kind of guy. I see. Guess that makes sense, seeing that he was your friend. It's just that I've heard similar stories from other towns. They're saying that Huma and Gajima, who were once good friends, have started turning on each other. First, we get force users like you, then the abnormal number of monsters. What the heck is going on? My bad. I didn't mean that force users are weird or anything. Anyways, you guys better get going. See you some other time. Give my regards to the big fella. Let's get out of here. Let's get back to Eugene right away. Ma will be mad if we take our time. Big, you're always so standoffish. I mean, you're always scowling. Same goes for you. That Igor is a great guy. He sure knows how to... Had we not met him, we'd probably still be stuck in Isolda. Damn, I read that too slow. The coffee has not fully infiltrated my blood yet. Gratitude and compassion have been abandoned in this world. You seem to like those sorts of things. Of course, anyone lacking a heart and conscience isn't fit to be called human. Has this hatred taken over other towns like here in Isolda? Yes, I was attacked by malicious force users. I defeated them, however. I'd experienced something similar. A fight started on a ship I boarded. However, I put a stop to it. Come to think of it, people in Pentajonka have been on edge as well. There was also an uproar in Souls. The Requiem Pastille can soothe the heart. No other medicines had any effect, so will this really be able to calm down Eugene? Well, it is a miracle cure. Wouldn't it be able to calm down any furious heart? If it is the real deal, then that'd make it one of the best medicines. Yes, shall we give some to you too? That way you can be nice and quiet. Eugene is in trouble. Let's head back to the Massekina Caverns. Halt, civilian. Hey, stop, right there. Me? Why? Why? Obviously this area is off limits to unauthorized personnel. Leave immediately. I'm pretty sure the Queen is possessing her. Leave or you'll be arrested for trespassing. What insolence. Unhand me at once. What's going on here? Millhoused. Look at me. What are you doing here? Leave this instant. Don't let me catch you here again. You're mistaken. It's me. Silence. I realize that Her Majesty shares responsibility for what happened. Nevertheless, I cannot bring myself to forgive you. If I could, I'd send you all the way to the great beyond with my own hands. However, my sword is not to be used for vengeance. I swear on my pride as a knight. But I am. Get out of here. Wait, Millhouse. Chaos is spreading throughout the kingdom. Even the most trivial of matters are becoming critical. As those charged with protecting the castle, I command you to remain vigilant. Yes, sir. Yeah, it's kind of super. I didn't know this game, like, really what it was about before I started playing it. But I feel like the time we live in now, it's not a bad pick. I think it's ultimately super amusing, especially that the queen got her wish and changed her body. And now her own people won't let her in because whatever she did by summoning that dragon creature, it seemed to kind of sow enmity across the world that she lives in with regard to a further division of how people treat each other that are of other races. So it's kind of amusing, like these hateful bitches, like in the US especially, they got what they wanted, right? They all still seem really mad. So sometimes getting what you want isn't necessarily gonna make your life any better. I think a lot of people think that with money especially. I'm like, sure. Safiro. We're going here. But yeah, Republicans have been doing what they wanted for literally the last 12 years. And they're all still miserable cunts. And the economy went to absolute dog shit. All because they were mad that a black guy was president. Complete garbage, dude. Oh, yeah, this is a great time. I think I'm meant to go to... Fear the Cheeto Man. Alright, let's go to Mesakina Caverns. Mesakina. Isn't that the place that Hack couldn't escape from? We're right outside of Volga. This game kind of reminds me of when I played Final Fantasy 16. There were like a similar kind of plot, like division across magic users and non-magic users. Kind of like the thinly veiled situation regarding like the evils of racism. But yeah, that game did it so much worse. Like in this game, they actually have people that are of like both races, and I feel like that's a really critical thing to put into any game that would kind of speak about racism, because I feel like from a cultural standpoint, people that are mixed race they're left behind by both sides, so it's kind of a crucial thing to think about. Like, it just blows my mind that Final Fantasy 16 basically made everyone white, and it was dichotomous. It's either a magic user or not a magic user sort of thing. So it lost so much context and brevity regarding that conversation that it actually was just a joke in my opinion. Whew. Vague, what took you so long? Sorry for the wait, Mao. Did you get the medicine? Quickly, Claire's been waiting too. Mao, join the party. It's kind of interesting to, like, in my opinion, regarding having Vague's, like, younger sister slash love interest, because Japan is really, I don't know, incesty that way. Hurry, we need to save Eugene. He's right up ahead. Be the person that gets possessed by the queen. Because now if she, like, starts traveling with them and learns more about the world outside of her ivory tower, like, it could be a huge good for the world, because, I mean, she's in a position of power, she can change things. This is why it's so important to vote. People don't vote for reasons that are anything other than, what's the best word? Vacuous? I don't know, like, vain. They vote for people that they like the sound of, or like the look of, or think came from a similar background, without realizing that there is no such thing as democracy, in my opinion, when you can bribe people so overtly. Like, Donald Trump got $250 billion from his inaugural party alone. Like, that's fucking beyond stupid, in my opinion. That's legal. That's legal somehow. Anybody who's been grabbed by everybody, especially the most powerful and rich corporations in the United States, is probably gonna, you know, feel like they owe those people a little bit. Or at worst, just doesn't care enough about anyone else, cares more about the money, sort of a situation. Yep, that's what y'all voted for. Might want to think about that shit next time. Eugene, Vague, and the others came back with the medicine. Everything's gonna be okay now. Eugene, come out of there. He's probably, like, not had food in a while. Just hold on, buddy. Take this, and you'll be back to normal. I hate you. I'll kill you, Huma. Mao. Eugene. This is bad. He's out of control. We have to stop him. We have no choice but to fight. But we can't. If we don't do anything, he'll kill us all. All you need to do is knock him out. Holy shit, that's a lot of experience. That was tougher than going up against Yorkius. Wow, give him the medicine while you have the chance. Eugene, take it, please. Annie and the others went and got it for you. Well, it takes about 20 minutes for medicine to get into your bloodstream there, so it's bitter. I'm not asking about that, I'm asking if it works. Yeah, I think so. I'm so glad. I don't know what I'd do if I were to lose you, Eugene. Wow. I see, so I'm not the only one who's had something happen to him. Do you have any idea what went wrong here? My whole life, I'd never felt any hatred towards anyone based on the race. However, after the ritual, I felt like I was constantly on edge. I thought that perhaps I was still worked up after that intense battle with Yorkius. That I was wrong. Every time I saw a human or talked to one, there's only one thing on my mind, that I hate them and want to kill them. No matter how hard I thought about it, I couldn't think of a reason for my sudden change in attitude. However, do you remember when Yorkius was revived? He said that his mission was to eradicate human. Not sure how that would have anything to do with my sudden hatred, but there might be indeed some kind of connection, considering that I started behaving abnormally around that time. Yorkius, huh? I've tried doing some research, but I've given up. There's practically no information about him. We were also curious about him, so we decided to look into it ourselves. You know how that guy we rescued in the caverns, Hack, was doing archaeological research there? Well, we remembered how he mentioned something about a sacred king, so we asked him about it. Apparently the sacred king, who we now know is Yorkius, has some kind of connection to these caverns. Just as we were about to begin conducting our investigation, I started having problems. That's why I locked myself in here. I was waiting for someone who could come and kill me before I killed anyone myself. We made little progress in our investigation due to that fact. Well, let's give it another shot then. Eugene joined the party. Another interesting thing that the game is just overtly not telling us is that the half-breed Hilda, she's not having these same inclinations. What happened to the queen after the ritual? They were unable to find her body. I'd like to imagine that she's safe somewhere, but there was that explosion. Claire made it out unscathed, so I'm certain she's somewhere. What kind of caverns are these supposed to be anyway? It is said that King Goldbuff Yor declared the foundation of Caligia and held ceremonies in his caverns. You're more knowledgeable than I give you credit for, Mao. We got that information from Hack. Why'd you have to go and say that? You're mean, Eugene. That reminds me, where did you run off to earlier, Claire? Me? Well, Where did you go? I went outside to wait for you and the others to return. Claire, it's best not to go wandering off by yourself. It's dangerous. I understand. Eugene, are you sure that you're alright? Yeah, I'm doing better. Sorry for making you worry, Mao. I was super worried, seriously. Annie was the one who went to go get Vague and the others. She was also the one who told us about the Requiem to Steel. Annie, thank you. Don't thank me. I wasn't doing it for your sake. Shouldn't we search a little more? There's gotta be some clues about Georgius in these caverns. Ugh, my allergies have been murdering me for the last couple days. And it's been messing my sleep schedule up because I've been, like, wiped out more easily than normal. Which is unfortunate, but we persevere somehow. useless in my opinion. For more reasons than one. Let's see here. I feel like I might want to put Mao back in. And then just use Vague. He's just so, like, slow, unfortunately. Yeah, we'll just do this for now. I think I also need to re-equip some of the people. Back after an absence. Oh, I can't inherit from this menu, can I? That sucks. I think I'll just go back to town and deal with that first. Since I'm about to be doing some battles. I love it when enemies move at the exact second that I put a nuke in. Definitely doesn't feel like invading at all. Does anyone else hear a whooshing sound? Actually, now that you mention it, the presence of airflow means that this cavern might have an opening somewhere. Let's take a look around. Drifty, and it causes me a lot of problems. I should just buy a new one, but I refuse to give PlayStation $200 for their controller that actually works properly. And I refuse to buy another controller that will eventually break. So it's just kind of a crossroads that I'm at. I don't want to reward companies for their shitty behavior. Because I've had PlayStation products since I was like a child at this point, and I've never had a controller do this to me before, until recently. So for me, it's just planned obsolescence at this point, and yeah, I'm not paying you to fuck me in the asshole. Yeah, no, doesn't crank my cock, I guess. When I was a little bit more OP in the beginning of the game, it was fine, but the difficulty scaling at this point, it's not doing me any favors. This is where the draft is coming from. The wall echoes, so there might be something back there. I just felt a draft. Perhaps there's something on the other side. Let's keep looking. There's a whooshing sound coming from that wall. You'd think there'd be something on the other side. I wonder what lies ahead. so OP. I feel like he gets hyper armor on his like normal attack, so. What are these? They appear to be steles that depict some sort of battle. Is this what you're looking for? What do you think, Eugene? I heard the ancient ruins could be found here, but as to whether this is what I'm looking for, can you read it, Hilda? The Sacred King. The inscriptions have faded, but it's definitely about the Sacred King. Does it go into any more detail? Give me a minute. The Sacred King and the Saints defeated the King's anger and hatred. That's the best I can do. I can't make much sense of it because it's fragmented. Doesn't it sound like the story that Ugarte told us? That might be the case, though doesn't it also resemble what has been happening as of late? During a sacred war in ages past, the Sacred King was defeated by the Saints. The King's anger remained, however, its influence generated hatred and conflict amongst mankind. And since we defeated Yorkius after he was resurrected by his ritual, his anger is once again causing people to hate one another. So wait, are you saying that we were wrong to take down Yorkius? Settle down, Tree. We had no other choice at the time but to fight. He's right. Even if we knew this would happen, it's better than getting murdered. But since the kingdom is still around, does that mean that at some point Yorkius' rage and mankind's hatred somehow vanished? The power of the saints, the will dispelled, the crisis was no more. Perhaps the will refers to Yorkius' wrath and the hatred felt by mankind. Surely there must be a great power that rivals that of Yorkius. Perhaps it could be used to erode that will. But who are the saints? There may be more clues on the Stelis. Let's give them another look. It'd be nice to think that racism came from magical influence, but unfortunately there's a lot of other reasons for it too. A lot of it is just economic rape. It's the crest of Collegia. 2 bodies, 1 heart, brotherhood, unity, side by side, steps toward peace. That's all I can make out. It's talking about Huma and Gajima. That's a Huma, right? It's hard to make out what that broken piece was. What is this? A depiction of a Gajima. What is this design? Where have I seen that before? It's familiar. I feel like I've seen it used on a crest somewhere, possibly in Rosilda. If I'm remembering correctly, didn't you travel there because you heard about a mysterious power? Perhaps our next clue is there. Let's go and investigate. Hey, are you gonna come with us, Claire? Me? You don't mind if I'd accompany you? What are you saying? Of course we don't mind. We've been friends for forever. I'm your friend? Claire, come with us. We can't just tell you to go home by yourself now. Very well. I think this might be my new favorite Tales of game, other than the battle system. I don't remember where I saw the crest, but if we go there, it'll jog my memory. There's too many naked micro enemies in this game too. And too many enemies that fly. And Veg and Eugene have the best like area of reach with their weapons. So it's just kinda like hard to play with the shorter combo characters. Hilda, you always smell so good. I like to collect perfumes. My favorite one has been a rose-scented one. I want to try to wear one too sometime. Well then, I'll have to find one that suits you. Thank you. Inheritance on my before I forget. One thing that I've always found extremely prescient in RPGs is that oftentimes you're traveling the world, and based on your travels, you become a better person. It's almost like understanding other cultures is a cures the poison of racism in many ways, or at least stereotypes. Sell those star cards. Oh boy, this is the part that drives me kind of nuts. Alright, we're just gonna put it in turbo mode, which will mute the sound for a second here. Otherwise, this is gonna take 12.5 years. insane. My neighbor's dogs are just barking 24/7 at this point. Absolutely redonkulous. Oh, let's turn that back on. Oh, I need items too, probably. And there's a store here that seems like it'll sell me something new eventually. So I might as well check it out before I move on. Yeah, still won't sell me anything. Please don't come back again. It's messed up. I think there's another store over here too. Thank you, Drift. I love that you did that for me. Alright, he just has the same stuff. What's the point of having two stores if they both sell the identical things? In the same town anyway, in such short distance from one another. So I finally acquired a body similar to his, and even with that. He still didn't notice me. I went through all that. For what? Is something the matter, Claire? Huh? Why? You don't look too well. I'm fine. There's nothing wrong with me. I see. I forget where I was going. Oh yeah, back to that other town. Goodness. Still all loopy. Where did I see it? Let's walk around town. That might help you remember something. Hilda, where'd you go the last time that you were in Rosilda? The inn, the general store, the weapon shop. Damn, girl. You remember useless. It was around here. I feel as though I saw the symbol at the inn. This is it. It looks like a rose. Something's different about it. Let's go ask about it. The flag? It's different from the one that was here before. The one currently being displayed is the Huma flag. The previous one was the Rosildan flag. That's right. The Rosildan flag represents the whole town, but it had to be thrown out. Why? Not too long ago, relations between Huma and Gajima started getting worse. I had a bad feeling about things, and then Chief Iger sent me an official notice to tell me that I need to hang up the Huma flag. But this is an inn. If I were to put that flag up, then I'd lose Gajima customers. So I hung it up in the hallway where people wouldn't notice it. Do you happen to know if there are any Rosildan flags still around? From what I understand, they were all burned. What did it stand for? It had been passed down for generations. I think I recall that the flag had a crest printed on its center. Do you know if it had a particular meaning? Shit, a really long word for no, but whatever. Across time, we join together in chorus, and thus does a path open before us. Something like that. I'm sure our ancestors would be turning in their graves if they knew all the flags had been burned. I think it's illegal to burn flags in most countries. Our only clue has been reduced to ash. It's possible they could have missed one, though. Let's look around. So many of these skits are just repeated information. Does whatever the fuck it wants. Alright, I fixed it. It only changed on one application, not the other. So bizarre. I hate Windows. That's really what the real problem is. I will not talk to you. Well, we have a Gajima now. All Gajima should raise the Gajima flag. Are there any Rosildan flags remaining? By order of Chief Fogma, the flags were burned. Top secret merchandise. That's funny. Oh my god. A disaster right now. That's pretty normal for me though, let's not lie. Claire, long time no see. How have you been? Don't tell me you forgot about me. We hardly had any time together at the castle, so I wouldn't expect you to remember me right away. What did you think the Queen wanted? It's hard to understand what goes on in the minds of royalty, I suppose. Oh Lord, this town is just the bane of my existence with regard to progressing the game. What was he there? I used to have one, but the messengers took it away. We wanted to investigate the crest, but we can't find one. I can tell you an old story about the crest. It was on the Resildan flag, and it represents the power of shade. It used to be said it could make any wish come true. It was feared by Gajima as an abomination, yet revered by Huma as divine, and these disparate beliefs gave way to conflict that seemed to be without end. It was not long before they came to the realization that the power of shade was the source of their strife. The two races then worked together to force it down to the bottom of a spring. As a warning against the folly of conflict, and in the hope that the two races could join hands with each other, that symbol was placed in the middle of the town's flag. Across time, we join together in chorus, and thus does a path open before us, must refer to the unity of the Huma and Gajima who worked together to found Resilia. I do believe that is so. Do you know about the spring, where the shade was submerged? I'm afraid not, and if it truly were to exist, I do not think it is something to be trifled with. It seems like there might be a connection between the power of shade and the power of saints. To some divine, to others an abomination. I wonder why that is. It sounds like we should go talk to the two chiefs about it. There are tales of old about the power of shade. Back in the day, I used to hear all sorts of fairy tales. Wow, you really got me wanting to hear about those. I'll have to tell them to you then. But there's so many. I'll make sure to tell you the best one I've got sometime later. Oh boy, I'm hyped. So it's the power of shade, power of the saints? No. Let's go here first, since... One thing that I found very interesting about this game is that the character switching actually kind of has a point to it in some areas, like this one. What business do you have at the chief? I have questions. It's gotta be you and only you, though. Wait for me here. Basically, don't go messing around with it. Otherwise, I don't know, you'll die or something. Perhaps there's something in this room that can get him to talk. Ah, that right there is my family crest. It symbolizes the Gajima here in Rosilda. Does it have a special meaning? Amidst darkness we find courage and we know love. While living in fear of the power of shade and suffering in the conflict with the Huma over it, our ancestors composed that poem to raise their spirits. I see, there seems to be 2 flowers on the crest. Is there any significant meaning behind that as well? Courage and love. If you'd like, you can take it with you. Thank you. So that's how it went. Looks like we'll need to speak to the Huma Chief as well. Basically, they're trying to figure out how to make the map to where the spring is. Ultimately, I think what it's going to come down to is the 2 different flags are going to have insight so that it can be found. It's kind of like a puzzle that you can't know the answer to unless you work together, which is, again, just kind of a brilliant way to talk about how much division racism ensues. Like, it's just absolutely crazy. I'm surprised more people haven't been talking about this game. I'm surprised it was never released in the US. Like, it's a damn shame, if you ask me, but what the hell do I know? What business do you have with the chief? We need to ask him about history. Gajima have to stay outside, however. Wow, that's a lot of sentences just to figure out that we're gonna go into a room. I was talking with this young lady. What business do you have with me? Wow, they just really dog on Mao like the whole game. I really dislike the heavy levels of ageism. Like, young people can be smart too. Okay, let's calm down on that shit. Please pardon our sudden visit. We are currently conducting research on the ancient history of Collegia. We want to learn about the power of shade. Repeated, information. Apparently there's a key. It was locked away and split in two. I'd love to get my hands on the power of shade so that I could make my dreams come true, but sadly I don't know a thing about it. It's kind of annoying too, because Claire's possessed by the Queen, and she definitely knows what the deal is, because I mean she summoned the power. Truth and Hope, Rose and Lily. Wow. As if the game needed more foreshadowing into what's happened. She spoke like a queen. Just make it completely too obvious. There's two keys that open the spring. Perhaps it's so that neither group can take an advantage over each other. When did you learn how to speak like that, Claire? I learned it when I was with the Queen. Such an obvious lie. Vague seems very unconvinced. Power of Shade be just a legend? Both sides had pretty different stories to tell. Something divine or an abomination. A spring with a map born of cooperation that has remained, and a key split in two. It's hard to tell if the stories are inconsistent or if it's just a big mess. It makes sense that the tale of the power of shade would be like that, though, considering how this town is. What's the matter, Kai Tree? All of this just pisses me off. Haven't you guys noticed that the only thing anyone talks about here are Huma this or Kajima that? I understand how you feel. However, isn't it possible that what's going on here has some connection to the Georgius? If we can figure out what that is, then... Yeah, Stellas did have something like that carved on them, but is that really the only thing wrong here? It's not just the people. Even I've started wondering about it. I can't stop thinking about the differences between both races. Why are they different? What makes them so different anyway? Excuse me, but... This is going back to the power of shade. There's something that caught my attention. There are many things in this town that come in twos, are there not? Such as how the key to the spring was split in two. So perhaps if we were to combine those into one, we might find the key that we're looking for. Now that you mention it, a lot of things in this town do come in pairs. The two races, the power of shade, the two chiefs. So how exactly are we supposed to put that all together? Something that can be used as a key. The two keys. Oh. Honestly, I have no fucking clue what they want me to put in here. Huh. This one has the Japanese answer, but maybe if I just translate it with Google Translate. Oh, okay, maybe it's flower. so the poems. That's it. That's the crest on the flag that I saw. You guys are saying that the poems go with each flag are the key and the crest of the flag is the map? If that's true, then it aligns with what the innkeeper told us. Across time, we join together in chorus. Path opens up before us. So basically, they think if all four of those flowers are in bloom at the same place at the same time, that could be the place that they're looking for. where did you find all those flowers? That's a secret. I mean, if I tell you, then you're gonna go and pick them and I won't be able to sell them. Aw, come on. I just love flowers. Whoa, I've never seen one like that before. This is a tea tray flower that only blooms on the western continent. I'd be willing to part with it, but I'll tell you, just give me the flower. Okay, it's a deal. Thank you. It's a town called Papista. Let's go. Sorry for keeping you waiting. It's time for my tale to begin. A long time ago, far away, there lived an old man and an old woman. It appeared as though they were happy, but the old man was a monster. And the true form of that monster was... What's the matter, Annie? Annie passed out with her eyes wide open. I've barely said anything yet. Annie's a huge scaredy cat. Hi, Tree, you seem happy. Yeah, that girl from the flower shop is Huma, and she still cares for the Gajima lady, right? I kinda take those things for granted, but seeing her makes me feel relieved. What do you think? I agree. Looks like we're headed to the wetlands to the south. grass knuckles. Now I've seen everything.
姉貴、みんなどうしまったんだよ。
何を言ってるの？
巡回お疲れ様です。
ご苦労様です。異常はありませんか？
はい。
引き続きが
ほらだ何やってんだ工場。
おお、ティトレイ、見ての通り怠け者のガジマをバシ。
そういうことじゃなくて、宇宙って人を働かせるなんて。
突然何を言い出すんだね。こいつら体だけは丈夫にできているからな。知性の低いガジュマの連中には我らヒューマのためしっかりと働いて社会に貢献してもらわんと。
工場長の言う通りよ。ヒューマは頭を使い、ガジュマは体を使う。当然のことじゃ。
本気で言ってんのかよ姉貴。これは差別じゃないか。
これは差別じゃない、区別よ。動物と人が違うように。
やめてくれ姉貴。いつからそんな風になっちまったんだ。ヒューマとガジュマは同じ人じゃないか。
本気でそんなことを言ってるの？
どうした？
何言ってるの？
あ
ペトナジャンか？
あ、いやそんなはずは。
とにかく先へ進むが。
おう。
行こ
う。なんだって言うんだよ。まったく。
どうした？大丈夫か？
ああ、ここまで来て引き返せるかってんだ。来るぞ。
怖すぎる。
よっしゃ行くぜ。ワンマンショーだったな。行くわよ。ちょろいぜ。ちくしょう、気分悪いぜ。聖なる者め、覚えてろよ。
囲まれたようだ。
また俺は。工場長、やめて。
どうしてこんなことするんだよ。俺たちはこの
ガジュマは余計なことをしなくていいのだよ。
俺たちガジュマだって。
それが無駄だというのだ。
それとも私たちの言葉の意味までわからなくなったのかしら。
やめろ。
何をするのティトレ？
姉貴も工場長も間違ってる。俺たちは同じ町に住むな。
あなただって分かってるはずよ。ヒューマとガジュマが同じじゃないって。
綺麗事なんかじゃない。俺は本気でそう思ってるんだ。うわ
ストーリー、お前自分
うるせえ。
助かった。
あんたたちはもう自由だ。
工場長、あんたの言う通りさ。ガジュマとヒューマは違う。
おい、ちょっと待て。何を。待て。
どうした？また何か見たのか？
何なんだよこれは。
もしかしてあの声の主がティトレイに何か仕掛けてる？
そうかもしれん。とにかく落ち着いていくんだ。
分かってるさ。またかよ。やい、 俺に一体何をさせよってんだ。答えろ。
大変だ。奴ら製鉄工場で働くふり。
なんだって。
セレーナならさっき家に戻った。
バカバカしい。畜生。姉貴、姉貴はうちか。姉貴は俺が守るんだ。姉貴。
遅かった。
姉貴。誰だ。誰。
ガジュマに殺されたんだ。お前のせいだ。お前がガジュマなんかを助けるからだ。
俺は。
憎いでしょう。許せないでしょう。
ハニー。
ユージーン、あの人が私のお父さんの命を奪いました。
でも他のガジュマは何もしてないんだろ。
でも今ティトレイさんはガジュ
それは。
私を殺したのはガジュマなのよ。
だけど兄貴。
その犯人だけを憎みなさい。犯人は
同じヒューマなのに違うことをしているのに。ヒューマとガジュマ種族なんてなけりゃ。
そうね。この光をつかみなさい。そうすればガジュマをヒューマに変えられる。この種族がなくなれば争いも差別もなくなるわ。
いらねえよ。
何をするの？違いがあるから争いが起こるのよ。みんなが同じなら争いも差別もない平等な世界になるんでしょ？
そうじゃない。そうじゃないんだ。確かにヒューマとガジュマの間には違いがある。でも違いがあるのはヒューマとガジュマだけじゃないだろう。俺はこの世界の誰でもなくて俺でしかないように、みんながみんなそれぞれでしかない。顔も体も考え方もみんな違う。一つの種族が滅んでも争いはなくならない。種族なんて考えそのものをなくさなきゃいけないんだ。だから姿とか形とかそんなのを同じにしたって意味がないんだよ。
だったらあなたの言う同じってどういう意味なの？
気持ちだ。
気持ち？
嬉しいとか悲しいとか苦しいとか優しいとか、俺が言う同じってのは
チドレ大丈夫か？
ああ行こうぜ。ここが終点か。
セレーナさん。
姉貴じゃねえ、いい加減に正体を表しやがれ。
我は聖獣イーフォン。この世界の闇を司る者だ。
聖獣？ゲオルギアスの他にも。
我は時に闇の力と呼ばれ、時に聖者と呼ばれる。
聖者ってことはゲオルギアスの手先じゃないんだな。闇の力は聖者の力なんだな。
ストレイの汝の考えしかと聞かせてもらった。
ああ、偽りも迷いもない。人はみんな同じだ。だから
よかろう。だがその前に汝に我の力を使いこなすに足る力量が。
要するにお前に勝てばいいんだな。
見事だ、ストレイ。
約束だぜ、闇の力。
我が聖獣の力とフォルスは源を同じくするもの。汝の心が揺らげば力も揺らぐ。覚悟はできているか？
ああ、迷うくらいなら花からここにはいないぜ。
ならばフォルス、我が力受け取るがよい。
どんな感じ？
やばいぜこいつは。気を抜いたらすぐに暴走しそうだ。
ちょっと怖いんですけど。
汝らが挑まんとする相手には。
教えてくれ聖獣イーフォン。ガジュマがヒューマンを憎んだり争いが起こったりしてるのは。
そうだ、汝ら人が思念と呼ぶ者がこの思念を浄化しなければ。
思念を浄化する？
それは全ての聖獣の力を得ることができれば。
全ての聖
獣、カゲロウの荒野に眠れる翼を呼び覚ませ。
カゲロウの荒野？ 眠れる翼？
その先は自分たちで考えるがよい。
ちょっと待って。ゲオルギアスはあなたたちにとっても敵じゃないの？
我らは天より与えられた務めをキトレイ、我は願う。その瞳に何を映そうとも理想を語るなかれ。さらばだ。
友人、どうしたの？なんだか体の調子悪いみたいだけど。
いや、なんでもない。なんでもないんだ。
本当に？でも気分が悪くなったらすぐに言ってよね。
いや、分かっている。
とりあえず外に出ましょう。
サンドイッチかよ。
琉球の試練、他の者に宿れ。俺らのファイナルショット。調子に乗るからそんな目に遭う。
囲まれたようだな。
光の結晶、ブラスターレイド。もう終わりなの？
サンドイッチかよ。
相手が悪い。
さっさと蹴りつけるぜ。
一気に決めるしかないよ。
絶標の剣。その身に刻め。セルシウス。俺に本気を出させる。
これで本気かよ。なんだ。
囲まれたか。 囲まれたか。
相手が悪かった。邪魔が入った。
弱すぎる。
さて、
カゲロウの荒野か。思い当たる場所といえば黒堕落砂漠。
どうしたんだヒルダ。
どうしてあなたなの？どうして？
何をそんなにカリカリしてんだ。
あんたたちにはわからないわ。次の行き先だけど、鶴瓶荒野かもしれないなら。
ピピスタ。
ええ、鶴瓶荒野の近くにある村で、ピピスタは古代カレギア語で鳥。
うん。
もう終わりなの？
ピピスタの住人たちから話を聞こ
ねえ友人、その三つ編みうまいわね。
これか。伸ばすことを決めた時にとある人から教わった。公式な場でボサボサというわけにもいかないし、戦いにおいても具合が悪い。編むのに時間はかかるが、まあ身だしなみというやつだ。
しかし試練とはいえ嫌なもん見ちまったな。
あんた何を見せられたの？
俺が知ってるのとは正反対の種族差別と偏見だらけのペトナジャンかさ。姉貴がガジュマに殺されるところまで見せられてさ。
あんたそんなのを見た後にあんなこと言ったの？
ああ、みんなが同じ種族になれば争いもなくなるかもなんて思ったりしたけど、何が大事かって考えたら自然と答えが出たっていうかな。
ヒルダ、聖獣の力を得たからといって本当に純粋な体がもらえるとは限らないぞ。
でもあのゲオルギアスを封じ込めた力だもの。それくらいは。
本当にそんな風に自分の体を変えてしまってもいいのか？お前がそうやって生まれた意味を考えてみるのも悪くないと思うがな。
マオ、お前って本当にシャイでナイーブで物静かな少年だよな。
ピトレイこそデリケートで寡黙で2枚目を地でいく男の中の男だよね。
無理だ。
眠れる翼につながることなら何でもいいよ。ピピスタの人たちから情報を集めよう。
来たか。
そうだったな。それにしても
見て、これって鳥よね。
うん。眠れる翼と何らかの関連があるかもしれん。
どうしてピピスタにはヒューマがいないんだ？
うん。ここは元からガジュマだけが暮らす村だったそうだ。この辺りの環境はヒューマが暮らすには少々厳しいものがある。対立や争いではなく自然な形としてこの村はこうなったというわけだな。
なるほど。種族の違いってのは悪い方にばっかり出るわけじゃないんだな。
アニー、ちょっといい？
あ、はい。どうしたんですか？
これ
香水。
前に約束したでしょ。あんたに良さそうなのが見つかったから。柑橘系の香りなんだけど。
いい香り。
どう？気に入った？
はい、ありがとうございますお姉さんができたみたい。
妹か。悪くないかもね。ここの人たち、ヒューマは近寄るなって目をしてるわね。話をするならユージーの方がいいかもしれないわ。
眠れる翼につながることなら。
この村の者はガジュマ以外と話をする気はないようだな。俺が話を聞こう。
Alright, this looks like a good place for me to take a break. Thanks for watching, and we will catch you in the next one.